It was June 23, 1997. San Francisco shimmered in the early summer sun, alive, crowded, and full of possibility. For Kristen Modafferi, it was just another day of chasing dreams. At just 18 years old, she had traveled 3,000 miles from her North Carolina home to experience independence, art, and the energy of a new city. But that afternoon, she vanished without a sound. No struggle, no phone call, no goodbye, only silence, and a fog that never lifted. Kristen was no ordinary teenager. She was driven, intelligent, and intensely curious. After completing her first year at North Carolina State University, she packed her bags and headed to California, alone, to study photography at UC Berkeley over the summer. She landed a part-time job at Spinelli's Coffee inside the bustling Crocker Galleria and shared a house in Oakland with roommates she barely knew. She kept a detailed schedule, planned her commute, and wrote long letters home. Her parents described her as practical, organized to a fault. So when she failed to show up for her evening photography class on June 23rd, they knew something was wrong. That day, Kristen finished her shift at Spinelli's around 3 p.m., cheerfully telling a coworker she might head to Baker Beach before class. Surveillance footage later captured her withdrawing $20 from a nearby ATM. What came next has never been fully explained. A witness claimed to see Kristen with a young blonde woman in her 20s. No one knew who she was. She never came forward. She has never been identified. Kristen never made it to the beach. She never arrived at class. And she never returned to her Oakland home. 3 agonizing days passed before Kristen's housemates notified her parents. Police, treating her as an adult, delayed the search. Some suggested she ran away. But Kristen had left everything behind: her clothing, wallet, cosmetics. Even her green plaid backpack was untouched in her room. When her parents flew into San Francisco and began their own search, the first chilling lead surfaced. Inside Kristen's room was a local alternative newspaper, the Bay Guardian, with a personal ad circled. Cryptic and vague, the ad hinted at companionship, or possibly something more sinister. Had Kristen answered it? Despite media coverage, the blonde woman Kristen was seen with was never found. Tips poured in, but few held weight, until a man named John Onuma anonymously contacted a TV station, claiming Kristen had been murdered by 2 women out of jealousy. Police acted quickly. But under questioning, Onuma admitted it was a lie, revenge against a woman he had a personal grudge against. He had no connection to Kristen. His confession was nothing more than a cruel distraction. Why would someone inject themselves into a missing persons case so maliciously? Bloodhounds tracked Kristen sent to a minibus, and then out to Sutro Heights, a remote cliffside park overlooking the Pacific. There it ended. No bag, no body, no evidence. As weeks turned into months, hope faded. Rumors swirled. The city, known for its fog and mystery, swallowed the story whole, and 2015, a surprising development reignited the case. Cadaver dogs, brought in by a private investigator, alerted to the scent of human remains beneath the Oakland house where Kristen once lived. Soil samples supported the dogs' findings, showing signs of decomposition. But with the house long sold and no warrant issued, no body was ever recovered. Once again, the trail went cold. Kristen's parents, Bob and Debbie, have never stopped searching. They've worked with investigators, created Kristen's Law to aid missing adult cases, and shared their story on national platforms. Their heartbreak remains frozen in time, haunted by what-ifs, unanswered calls, and the image of their daughter's smile just days before she vanished. In a city teeming with noise, the silence left behind by Kristen's disappearance still echoes through every street corner and foggy shore. She was 18, just beginning her life. And someone out there knows what happened. In response, Kristen's Law was signed in 2000 to aid families of missing adults over 18. Despite renewed searches and new tech, Kristen remains missing. The case remains open, and her family continues to hope. Kristen Modafferi's disappearance reminds us, even in the busiest city, a young life can vanish into thin air, and the silence echoes for decades. This is Echoes of the Unsolved. Subscribe for more stories that refuse to stay silent.